Oh, that's from the baby bump. You don't want that.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start the meeting order. Can we have roll call, please?
Absolutely. Member Cianciolo?
Present.
Member Core?
Present.
Member Lamb?
Present.
Member Roscoe is absent. Member Pretty?
I'm here.
Member Quelty?
Here.
And President Drami is also,
Absent.
thank you.
Is there any comments on closed session agenda items?
We have not received any.
Okay, then we can receive to closed session. I'm going to recall this meeting back to open session. Can we have everyone stand for the pledge of allegiance? Salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And do we have any agenda reorganization? Okay. We're going to pull item 13G for the YC Candy project. We can go with student reports.
Good evening to the school board and audience. River Valley's had a few busy weeks. Last week on Thursday and Friday, we had our midterms. On Wednesday during lunch of last week, we held a fun event for our students for International Happiness Day and in preparation for midterms. Our students were asked what made them happy, and we loved seeing all of their responses, and they loved getting the ice cream in return. So it was a pretty good event. The next 2 days, Thursday and Friday, were midterms that went by very smoothly. Our Falcons put in a lot of hard work in getting ready for those. And this week, our teachers have been busy in putting grades, and we greatly appreciate that as well. Tomorrow and Thursday, we'll be having a fun Easter egg hunt all throughout campus, and some of our prizes include a ticket to prom, a free yearbook, and more. So I think our students are really excited. It's going to be fun going around campus looking for those eggs. On Thursday, we're also having a staff versus student game, and I think our students love that as well. It's really fun watching like your favorite teachers like pitted against the varsity players. So we're excited for that one as well. Friday evening, our Punjabi club is hosting its annual Punjabi night. So our students have been getting their tickets for a night of fun, dancing, and watching their friends perform. I know the dance teams for Punjabi Club have been putting in a lot of hard work for 2 performances, so we're excited for that. Our sports, we're doing something new this year. If you recall, we're adding esports into our sports program. So we've been hosting tryouts. I think tryouts are happening soon. And our boys volleyball has been having an excellent season. When they versed YC, they won that game. I heard it was really fun. I wasn't able to go, but we're really proud of the hard work they put in. Our girls stunt is also having an amazing season. They had 2 wins back-to-back last week, and again, we're really proud of them. I believe they're versing Saturn and YC this week, so I'm excited for whatever the result is. I know they'll put in a lot of hard work and dedication. For juniors, our state testing has started, and I think it'll go on until May. I may be wrong about that, but I'm not excited for that, but I know it's important for all of our records and our school reports, so that'll be fun. And I think that's about it about going on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good evening, board and audience members. These past 2 weeks have been very busy for YC. We held a bubble ball tournament and staff versus students basketball game. Both of these events were extremely successful and loads of fun. Currently, in our class competition, seniors are winning with 74 points. And we've been holding multiple FAFSA and Cash for College workshops during lunch and after school in the library. We started selling prom tickets and we're super excited for tomorrow's prom expo. We are having multiple seniors and juniors model prom dresses and tuxedos for the prom season. We have a few local businesses coming out to display their services for prom, as well as we'll be collaborating with our culinary class and floral class, and culinary will be catering the event, so we're super excited. Prom is April 27th, and the theme is Trip to Atlantis. We can't wait. April 10th, we'll be holding a multicultural day during lunch. Spanish Honor Society, Black Student Union, and German Club will be putting on performances and displaying their cultures. Then the following Friday, we'll be having food fair on B Street from 12:54 to 1:35. On behalf of YCHS, I strongly encourage you guys to all come out and try all of our students' amazing food and drinks. So, currently, our sub team has been doing amazing. They won their past match against Whitfield, and they will be going against RB this Thursday. Multiple track athletes have moved on to the Stanford meet, which is a huge accomplishment. Our softball is currently 11-4 right now, and our baseball, along with our boys volleyball, tennis, and golf and swim team, have been working very hard. Thank you all, and I hope you have a good night.
Thank you. Moving on to student recognition. Staff recognition. Student recognition.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. So, we're gonna start with River Valley. So, athletic director.
Sure, I'll have Coach Ramos and the kids come on up.
So these are our winter sport athletes who are being recognized tonight.
All right. So thank you guys for having us here today. I think it's really important that the board does things like this and recognizes the major accomplishments in our student athletes. And something that I really want to point out tonight that I think is important to bring up is that our seniors that are going to be leaving us this year, they're a special group because our seniors, they had their COVID year, right? So this group of seniors across the gamut of all sports, we should really give special recognition to their accomplishments this year because they've done it with 1 year less than other classes in past history, right? And so, I wanted to just ask everybody real quick to give a round of applause for the seniors. So, River Valley Wrestling, this year we've had some great success, and we advanced multiple wrestlers to divisions from the league tournament, the conference tournament, and then multiple wrestlers on to the Masters tournament, and then to the state tournament. We had 2 wrestlers move on to that. And so what I wanted to do is just mention their names, have them stand up, and then do we have
Certificates.
Gotcha. Okay. Something though I also want to mention though is just our all conference. So the top 2 each year in the conference achieve all conference status, and so Prince Ramon, Andreas A, Blake De La Fuente, and Colin De La Fuente were all in the finals for River Valley Wrestling, and top 2, like I mentioned, achieve all conference status. So I think it's important to mention their names as well. And some of them moved on to the Masters and state tournament as well. So our Masters qualifiers, we're going to start with Colin De La Fuente. You want them to stand? Or?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
We'll get a picture at the end.
Okay. Talia Katzenberger, who I don't think made it in. Andreas A. Antonio Zamora. Prince Maman. And Joey Colbert. Perfect. And then out of these, Colin De La Fuente and Talia Katzenberger also placed high enough at the Masters tournament to move on and represent YCUSD, USF Community, and River Valley High School at the CIF State Tournament. And of note, Talia's not here, but I do want to definitely mention that she was a 3-time state qualifier, which is an amazing accomplishment. And then big shout out to Andreas Savior, who has already set his mind to it. He's moving on and going to be wrestling at Sac City.
Can I get a group picture?
Absolutely. Where do you want us?
Come sit over this way, so the microphone's out the way.
Okay, so that way, so.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right, and from Yuba City High School, I'd like to invite Assistant Principal Sergio Torres to the podium to introduce his winter sport athletes, or the coaches.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the board, district cabinet, and students and parents. So we're here today to honor our athletes. We had our boys soccer team. We have Luis Soto and Angel Torres. And our students they were talented on the team, on the field, and it's a testament to their love of the sport. It was fun watching them this season.
Was I here?
No. We also have our girls and boys wrestling team. So we have Jalen White, she was a regional champion and state qualifier. Shanika Smith was a master's qualifier. Israel Trujillo, master's qualifier and CDC All-League. Jaskaran Singh, CDC champion. Maddox Farmer, master's qualifier. Roman Orozco Domansky, CDC champion, master's qualifier. And Gabriela Sparks, CDC All-League.
Boys wrestling?
I wrestling.
Here's girls soccer.
Are the students coming up?
I don't know, Sergio, are any of your students athletes here?
I don't.
Wrestlers.
Wrestling.
Everybody's the wrestlers. And the coach. He's down there. Yes, he does. He is amazing.
Totally amazing.
Not afraid, they're not afraid to slam somebody down to the mat, but don't ask them to stand up in front of a whole bunch of people.
What was that, sorry?
Oh, it's teasing them, because none of them want to be up here. I'm like, you're not afraid to slam someone to a mat, but geez, don't make me stand in front of those people.
How's it going, everybody? Just wanted to kind of go off of what Coach Ramos was talking about already. In the past, we've only recognized the all-league kids at this meeting. I brought it up a couple years ago that maybe we should recognize the master's qualifiers, the state qualifiers. A lot of the teams on the campuses, you know, they don't necessarily go past the playoffs and stuff like that. All league is pretty common to make that team. When it comes to the wrestling, we always have kids making a lot further. On a regular, I don't think either of us have ever had kids not make it to masters. I'd say the last 10 years, both of our teams have had consistent kids making state. A lot of programs on campus don't have that kind of success. This is pretty regular for wrestling in our district. It's awesome. It's awesome. To kind of go off of some of these things, like they already said, Roman here is a two-time Masters qualifier. He's league champion this year. Israel Trujillo is a two-time league finalist, two-time Masters qualifier. He placed at Masters this year, not high enough to qualified for state. He missed it by one match. We're hoping next year he'll be able to be there. Maddox is a first-time Masters qualifier. Jazz Karn is a league champion. We also have Gabriel Sparks, who isn't here, who's also another league finalist. Our girls, we've had a pretty good history of our girls doing very well the last few years. Shanika is a two-time, she's not here, but she's a two-time Masters qualifier. Our big one here, Jalen, who doesn't want to be seen. Jalen started last year as a first-year sophomore. Somebody that I thought, you know, I'm hoping she doesn't quit. She sticks with it. Kind of got roughed up a little bit. She put in the time in the off season, went to all the off season practices, off season tournaments. This year, Jalen has made the finals of every single tournament she's been in, other than one, which was the Napa Classic, which is the biggest female tournament in the entire country. She actually placed there this year, even though she wasn't in the finals. We've had more girls go to state than we've had place at that tournament. She's also our very first ever regionals champion, and she took fourth at Masters and qualified for state. So she has done some incredible things this year from being a first-year wrestler last year. So again, guys, you know, it's one of those sports where these kids are always going far. We plan to go to Masters. We plan to go to state. All of these kids have that aspiration. These kids work hard. It's unlike any other sport out there. They're getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, cutting weight, driving an hour or two to a tournament, wrestling for 12 hours all day, going home, sleeping for a couple of hours, doing it over again. This is what these kids do for 3-4 months straight. Wrestling is growing. If you guys didn't know, female wrestling is the fastest growing high school sport in the country, boy or girl. In the last 2 years, our middle schools have had probably the biggest numbers we've ever had, I think. Each team has at least 20 to 40 kids. It's only growing, and our area is doing very well. So just want to keep it up, guys. Great job. Great job, all you guys too. Thank you.
Yeah, on this side.
River Valley University has gotten along and worked together as well as wrestling.
He's not here.
Very
Collaborative.
Yes. I like it.
I dig it.
Did that, she's a teacher. She's busy.
Same spot. Can you please?
Yeah.
You're fine. Yeah. You're totally good. There we go.
Yes, she is.
Thank you, congratulations.
Yay, way to go.
So I would also like to recognize Josie McCarrick and Mia Beltran. They were on our girls basketball team. They were both CBC honorable mention this year, and they're both seniors.
Yay.
I was a 50-50 chance. There you are.
Congratulations. Thank you so much for working so hard. Well done.
Can I get a picture?
Sure.
I'll sneak in there too.
No,
Okay.
no. They did the work.
Thank you girls very much. Thank you.
We also have Angela Berry and Chloe Gonzalez, who they are also of our soccer team, girls soccer. They were first team all-league for both of our players. And also we had boys basketball, Anthony Medina was our CDC honorable mention and number 2 in the state of California for charges taken.
Are they good?
We want to thank them for their committed success and many more victories ahead. Thank you.
We're gonna continue with our meeting, but if you would like to shuffle out, now is the time.
What?
I mean, we would love for you guys to stay. Right, yeah.
Oh, that's a baseball. Probably a lot of our athletes are doing sports, so they're probably not doing sports.
We'll continue with staff recognition.
Thank you. So I am stepping in for Assistant Superintendent Torres and also Director Rodko. So tonight we are excited to recognize an exceptional district staff person who helped shape our culture of excellence. We know that staff recognition increases productivity, promotes employee retention, and encourages continuous improvement, all of which has a positive impact on students and helps YCUSD achieve its mission statement of preparing the foundation for each student to build tomorrow's world. So I'd like to invite Director Laura Esty up to the podium to recognize our very own Ms. Pam. River Valley is not here tonight, but they will be here at another board meeting.
Oh, they will?
Yeah.
Thank you. I want to thank the board for the opportunity to recognize Pam Luhan, who is retiring. She's been with the district for 6 years, a little over 6 years. But before that, she had a lot of experience in payroll in the private sector, in different school districts, and also in different county offices of education. So she came with a lot of experience, which we needed at the time, because she also came at a time when we were moving from one financial system into our current financial HR system, and Pam had the experience to kind of move us forward and understand it a lot. So that was extremely helpful. I want to thank her for that. She worked really hard to get the payroll to a whole new level. When we had openings, she found the right people to put in those positions and really developed a nice team that kind of gelled a lot and really supports each other, and they're really a family over there, and you're gonna miss them, I guess. They're gonna miss you.
I will.
Good payroll people are really hard to find, and I'm so appreciative. I don't understand payroll, and so it's really nice to have somebody that does, to make my job a little bit easier and make me look good every month and every 10th of the month when paychecks come out, because that's one thing you want to make sure you get right, is people's pay. We are going to miss her. She has talked about retiring for, I think, a couple of years, and I kept on saying, oh no, not now, not yet, what about this, what about this, we've got this retro, we've got this, and she always said, okay, a little bit longer, and I haven't asked lately, because I know that but it's time, and I think it's well earned, and we are gonna miss her terribly, and thank you for all you've done. I appreciate your work.
Can I get a picture of the two of you?
Two more days.
Oh, thank you, Laura.
Alrighty, we'll move on to comments from the public on items not on the agenda. We have a few, so can you just read the statement, please?
Right. The Brown Act, specifically Government Code Section 54954-4.2,
provides that no action or discussion shall be taken on any item unless it is adequately described in a timely posted agenda. Accordingly, though the public may comment on matters within the board's jurisdiction that do not appear on the agenda, the board cannot respond to such comments without running the risk of deliberating or initiating discussion on topics not properly before the board. Given the prohibitions set forth in the Brown Act and the risk associated with responding to public comments, the board does not respond to the community's questions or comments. The board will respect the rights of the public to express their viewpoints on matters within the board's jurisdiction. However, comments that are defamatory or that violate the privacy rights of any students or individuals may not be protected by law. The board shall not permit any disturbance or willful interruption of board meetings.
Okay, and first we have Sarah Ozer.
Good evening. My name's Sarah Loser. I'm here representing Bridge Street Elementary School on behalf of our parent liaison, Selena Munoz. I do best when I read. Dear board, I'm brief. Okay. Dear members of the board, we are writing to express our strong support for the continuation of our school's parent liaison position. As teachers, we have witnessed firsthand the invaluable contributions made by our parent liaison in fostering parent involvement and enhancing the overall educational experience for teachers, students, and families alike. Our parent liaison plays a vital role in instilling and supporting parent involvement initiatives. From organizing educational workshops to facilitating parent-teacher conferences, she assists parents in actively engage in their children's education. Additionally, she manages her school's Class Dojo account, which serves as crucial communication platform between the school and parents. In the past 2 months, there have been over 7,000 views and interactions on her posts, which keep our families up to date on activities and resources available to them. Furthermore, our parent liaison helps create community by providing translation services during school functions, making them accessible to more families. We find that our attendance has been higher at events like Back to School Night, Open House, and even trimester awards ceremonies because of Selena's presence. She has helped support and set up of free food distribution for families in need, showcasing her commitment to supporting our community. Selena has worked with parent volunteers to organize donations of our clothing closet to benefit students in need. When our students need clothing items, we are able to contact Selena and our students will be given what they need. We have all helped our students utilize this resource. In a recent district newsletter, we saw that the governing board had adopted 3 new goals. One of them being the commitment to the facilitation of diverse opportunities for inclusion and connectedness to enhance student and family involvement. We believe in order to meet this goal, school sites need parent liaisons. We find it worth noting that our parent liaison's efforts have been recognized and celebrated. She recently received an award for her outstanding dedication to connecting our community and fostering a positive school environment. We urge the governing board to prioritize the continuation of the parent liaison position at our school. Her presence is crucial in maintaining strong relationships within our school community. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I trust that you will carefully consider the importance of the parent liaison position at Bridge Street. Sincerely, the 2nd grade. Taylani Seaman, Sarah Ozer, Erica Allen, and Christina Ponte. Thank you.
Next we have Kara Lemus.
Good evening. I'm a 4th grade teacher over at Bridge Street, and I'm also here to urge you to prioritize the retention of our parent liaison, Selena Munoz. We've witnessed firsthand the positive impact our liaison has on bridging the gap between families and educators. Our parent liaison plays an integral role in increasing parent involvement on our campus, fostering communication and understanding between the school and parents from diverse backgrounds. Selene has been instrumental in creating a supportive and inclusive environment where parents feel empowered to participate in their children's education. She does this in many ways, but to name just a few, running ELS, nutrition, education, and parenting classes, all of which support our students. Selene is a prominent member on campus, attending meetings such as site council and interacting with students daily. Moreover, our parent liaison serves as a resource and advocate for families facing various challenges, whether it be navigating the educational system, accessing community resources, or helping to connect parents and teachers. Her commitment to the well-being and success of every student and family they serve is essential to the overall success of our students. Removing our parent liaison would not only diminish the support available to families, but also undermine the collaborative efforts between home and school that are crucial for student achievement and well-being. Retaining our parent liaison is prominent to upholding the values of inclusivity, equity, and community engagement. We urge you to prioritize the retention of Selene Munoz and other parent liaisons in the upcoming decisions regarding staffing and budget allocations. Investing in this essential role is an investment in the success and thriving of all members of our school community. Sincerely, the 4th grade team at Bridge Street. Thank you.
Thank you. And Rebecca Salvador?
Good evening, board. My name is Rebecca Saavedra. I am here on behalf of Bridge Street Elementary parents. And there's quite a bit of us here on behalf of Selene Munoz. She's our parent liaison there at Bridge Street Elementary School. And while the teachers have touched base on many things that she's done for the school, one thing that she has done for the parent side is shown us what we can do as parents at the school. What we can do by getting involved in our students and seeing what they're doing day to day. She's given us the energy, the positivity, and just the want to be there and the best for our kids. She drives us to be a part of everything. Every event that we have at our school, she's out there every single day ready to get all the parents on board with her, whether you want to or not. She's out there not only trying to make it accessible to our Hispanic community, but also to other communities. She's looked into ASL and other things that will help our site as well, even though that's not something that she does personally. She's always working on personal development, wanting to create the atmosphere and the environment of a safe school. Every kid that's going to school can always feel safe and comfortable when they see her in the mornings, when they say good morning to her. She's there in the mornings with the coats on the rack in the freezing cold or in the rain to make sure, hey, if you forgot your coat yesterday, you're getting it today. And reminding the kids as they're leaving school, hey parents, your kids forgot their coat again, come grab them. And just from those moments, she's able to talk to every parent and create just these bonds where even parents that we wouldn't know each other just because we're dropping off kids, we're now able to say that we're all friends now. I mean, I look at every single person, I could tell you every single person's kid and what grade they're in because she's brought that to us. And without that parent liaison position, I don't think it would be as strivable, I guess I would say, in upcoming years. Not only that, but with PTO. With PTO, she creates the PTO and the staff. She makes it so seamless. I'm personally a part of our PTO at our school, and I don't think we would have the event success that we do without her. She's the one that reaches out to the resources. She's the one that reaches out and makes sure that all the flyers are done, and she's out there every day. They've also talked about food. She brings in food distribution every month to make sure our families have food on their tables for our kids. I mean, I could go on and on all night long, but honestly, as a parent, there's so much that she's done for us, and I don't think we would be able to do as well without her. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Moving on to our consent agenda. Any questions? Concerns? Can I get a motion to approve?
Move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
My bad. Motion by member Pretty, second by member Ciociola. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Alright, carries. Moving on to action item 13A.
I move that we approve as discussed in closed session.
Second.
Alright, motion by member Pretty, seconded by member Ciociola. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Alright, motion carries. 13B.
Thank you. So in your board packet are the September board policies from CSBA for your consideration. The index is in there. This is a first read only. They will come back for consideration at the next board meeting. If there's any questions or comments, please let me know.
13C.
So this is a resolution to uncommit the funds that we previously committed, and we committed those funds for the purpose of settling up with the meeting negotiations that we did with our CSEA partners. So it's really just a function of now releasing the funds so we can pay the amounts going towards those members.
Any questions?
I move that we approve 13C.
Second. Alright, motion by member Pretty and a second by member Lamb. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. 13D.
I think I get the rest of these, to be honest with you, so I think I'll be talking for a little bit. So this is an annual report that is somewhat newly required. Last year was the first year. It's a summary of the transportation plan that we do for the district. And this is in regards to not newer dollars, so we received them last year as well. The dollars are based on, it's basically a reimbursement program based on prior year financials. And we essentially get roughly 60% reimbursement for our expenses, less other monies that we already received for transportation.
Is part of our transportation plan having drivers with buses? How are we doing on that? I know
Yes, that is part of the plan.
that maybe it was. So how are we doing on?
I'll be, we're doing really good. Well, so it's still a struggle. It's getting easier to attract them. It's still a challenge to the people that start off with the training to get them through the training, and that's common with every district. There's a fair amount of attrition. It takes a lot to be a bus driver. With student behaviors, the responsibility that you're doing and driving a big bus. So we do lose a number along the way, but we are pretty close to fully staffed, and we have more training sessions going on right now. So I think it's been improving this entire time, and for 24-25, we're going to be pretty close to fully staffed.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, don't say that.
Any other questions? Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second. A motion by member Ciociola and a second by member Lamb. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 13E.
So the rest of these items, and we don't have to take them all in one, but they're just all part of our deferred maintenance plan, except for the last item, which is, let's see if it's not the last item. Item H is really the continuation of the shade structure plan. So all of these things, Mark Button has given several reports to the board as far as our deferred maintenance plan, and these just fall in line with this. These are contracts. So this first one up is the Gray Avenue painting project. So as you can see, and this is interesting, if you've been on board a little bit, we go out to bid for these projects, and sometimes we only get 1 or 2 bids back. Well, pretty interesting. Now we're getting tons of bids because the market's slowing them down a little bit on the contractor side. So we went out to bid for the painting project, and we received several bids, and recommending the bid for HB restoration at a fiscal impact of $107,050.
all of these painting projects, they're all getting painted their school colors, right?
These are, I think these are interior. Yeah, so.
Okay. Well, I just didn't want to see any more blue lockers at YCHS.
And Mark works with the principal and staff to, make sure we're doing what's wanted there, so.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
A motion by member Osceola and a second by member Quilty. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 13F.
Painting project at, this is Terra Buena. So you can see several bids, and HB Restoration at a bid of $63,060 is the lowest responsible bidder for this project.
Motion?
I make a motion to approve. Second.
A motion by member Lamb and a second by member Osceola. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Real quick on these, so these, since we have such a wide array, have we worked with these any contractors?
We have, but I'll let, if you want to recognize Mr. Button, he can expand further on that.
Yeah, we've worked extensively with them for the last 7 years.
Okay.
So they got a proven track record with us.
I say it's the number, the gaps from one extreme to the next.
Yeah.
It's like, are you just really going for gusto?
They're pretty wide gaps, but to be honest with you, in public bidding, we don't have the option to skip a bid if it's the lowest responsible bidder, but we do have the ability to make sure they are a responsible bidder. They have a track record, they can do this job, but we can't, we have to select the lowest bid.
I understand. It's just when you see like, $200,000+ down to less than that, it's like.
Well, the YCHS.
We're drawing contractors also from the Bay Area, even further south. So we haven't done that before. So a lot of these names we've never worked with. So I think we're very fortunate. We end up with contractors that we have a proven track record with.
I'd like to make just one little request. Before we cut a check to pay these people, who goes in and inspects? Because I can remember several years ago, they came in and painted the classroom that I was assigned to. And the contractor who painted, they didn't do any prep work. So if there was a piece of Scotch tape on the bookcase, it was painted. I mean, they did no prep work. It was the sloppiest job I've ever seen. And this was many years ago. In fact, Mary Henson was on board, so it was a long time ago.
Yeah, since we worked with HP Restoration, we've actually set standards.
Okay.
And they've been following the standards of proper prep. And then we go through it afterwards, we do inspect it before we do the final. We do a punch list. We do a punch list and they don't get final payment until after the punch list is completed.
Okay, thank you. That makes me a lot happier. Thank you. We've already approved this one, right?
We just need a vote. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 13H.
This 13H is the next step, final step in the shade structures. So these are all already competitively bid, and we piggyback onto the bid. So that's why you don't see actual bids for each of these items separately. Total cost to the district is $1.1 million, funded out of our Fund 49. So we're looking for approval for that as well.
What has been the feedback of our current shade structures?
Well,
as far as usage and
I don't know if you have anything to say on
So
that.
well, I was just at Yuba City High School and it was interesting because they were just, I was walking and class was going to go outside and work under the shade structure. So it was a nice day. It was, so I think they are finding them helpful and useful, and also for a site like Gray Avenue where the multi-purpose room is smaller, the kids are able to eat outside, and then also during the warmer days, they're under shade. So feedback to me has been positive.
using them, yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
On a motion by member Osceola and a second by member Quilty, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 13I.
Roofing project at River Bend. So we did receive 2 bids for this one, and there's a sizable difference in the bids there, right? So this is let me explain this one a little bit further, and Mark will be able to give detail if you want additional detail. But essentially, There's two parts to this, and one is, I'll start with B. B is really the materials, and the materials are purchased through a competitively bid process that we piggyback onto. One of the reasons that we do this is it's the same material that we use at the district, so we're trying to stay consistent, and it's a very good product. The installation, we actually have to go out to bid for that part of it, and the installation includes some supplies and equipment as well as the labor to do that. The lowest responsible bidder there is Ruah and Son, $580,800, and the combined project is $665,632, and that's what we recommend approval tonight.
Make a motion, we approve.
Okay, on a motion by member Colton and a second by member Ciola, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Alright, okay, board reports. Any committees meet? And what about the charter schools?
I attended Twin Rivers Charter School. They, ADA right now for the month of March is running at just shy of 97%. Fiscally, they are running strong. They just did their school lottery. They had about just over 40 seats open and with over 250 applicants. So,
Wow.
and they got back to state test scores and they are doing very, very well.
Any others? Okay, any written communications from the public?
No.
Alright, comments from employee representatives?
Good evening, board members, staff, and, but if anybody's out there on Zoom, hello. I'm Mercedes Giraldo, and I'm the chapter president of the Yuba City Unified CSEA Chapter 265, and a proud paraeducator for almost 24 years at Yuba City High School. So I want to start by thanking the board and the district for supporting the professional development of paraeducators. I was not present at the last board meeting because I was down in Ontario with 3 other paras from the district. And collectively, I think we took about 25 different classes, from inclusion to just some self-help classes. I believe one of us took some CPR and got certified in that. So it was very, very productive, very busy 3 days. Had a evening of, I never say this right, so somebody help me, Lolorita? Did I say it right? Somebody help me. Lolorita. Okay, come on. Mexican bingo, somebody help me.
Don't know what you're talking
I don't either. Lolorita, okay. So anyway, I did win. It's like a picture bingo in Spanish. Okay, does that help?
Loteria.
Loteria. See, I never said it right. I apologize for slamming anybody's language because I don't ever say it. But I did win finally, and I won 2 tickets to Knott's Berry Farm. So I don't know, I guess I need a vacation for that, right? So anyway, we do appreciate that the board supports this conference. This is a premier conference for paraeducators throughout the country, but it's really only available to California paraeducators, and it's sold out every year. So I do appreciate that we got our registration in, we got it in on time, we got the early bird, and we made it happen. So that was awesome. Let's see. And we've now got to network and bond with paraeducators throughout the state, which is really an eye-opening experience, especially if you haven't attended something like this, to see, we're not alone. Our challenges are not unique. And hopefully we took classes that were going to help us with those challenges. So again, I appreciate that. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge that this pay cycle, our last job of our payroll manager, rolled out our first part of the Me Too agreement retro in our bonus and retro for this year. Last year's retro will come on next paycheck, so they're already popping up on Escape so we can see them, and it's kind of exciting. Some people, I've got some calls, maybe not as excited because they didn't realize that they just started later in the year and didn't quite get that full amount. But we do appreciate that. And CSEA is very committed to make sure this layoff process is done as accurately, as fairly as possible, which is why our team has already met with the district, and we're meeting again tomorrow to continue our work on the seniority list by classification, just to make sure that everybody's where they're supposed to be, so that when we're doing bumping rights, we're bumping the right people and there's no hurt feelings. It's already hard. There's already hurt feelings out there, as you know. This is a new process because of the March 15th deadlines and the law, so we have a new law that we're working with. A lot of maybe confusion on everybody's part, I would say. But, and that's where that collaboration piece comes together, that when we can collaborate and have a plan, it makes things less painful, because our goal is not to cause harm. It's bad enough that somebody might be losing their job. We don't need them to feel bad about it as well. And there's a lot of people that got layoff notices due to bumping rights, where in the past we used to just send a notice saying that you have a possibility. But now it's actually a full layoff notice due to the law. And so that caused some confusion and, maybe a little bit of anxiety with people. So hopefully that process will happen, will calm down a little bit after we get through the next round of meetings. And hopefully, as you set your budget, some of these jobs will come back, and we're certainly hoping that. So which really brings me to the next point, is who's going to do this work? Because the work is still there. So without health aides on our campuses bell to bells, who's going to administer medications? Our office staff are backup. Backup to me means I'm on a break and I'm backing you up. Doesn't mean that that's not now my job to do this, right? So we have to look at that. Who's doing this work? Parent liaisons, oh wow, Bridge Street really spoke for me. I don't even hardly have to say anything, but Celine is not unique in this position. Every site that has a parent liaison that's losing them utilizes those parent liaisons beyond probably their ability. They do so much for our sites, our students, our community. And we are part of our jobs here is to service the community, not just our students. So the parent liaisons are out there in the community, bringing families in, making sure that they're attending the meetings, our ELAC meetings, that sort of thing, and doing a lot of work for us. Our library clerks, we've laid off library clerks in our K-8s, which means they only have a tech. So who's responsible to read to those children in the library? Who's gonna help them? Because the tech has kind of a little different job, right? So, and how are our high schools? We have 2 comprehensive high schools, and I spoke to this board, or part of this board, some new people, but I spoke to this board a couple of years ago, or beginning of last year maybe, that we were having a lot of problems. And so we committed more money to our safety of our campuses through campus supervisors. Yet we've laid off 2.5 FTEs of campus supervisors between the 2 high schools. So I have a concern. I work on one of the high school campuses. I have a concern for safety on those campuses, that we're getting rid of these campus supervisors. And then who's going to do this intervention with students? We have a lot of paras that have been working with students before and after school. Trust me, these kids' learning loss have not gone away. They might be getting better, but it hasn't gone away. So who's going to spend that extra time working with the students? I know our certificated staff also helps. Obviously that's their job, but collectively we can make a difference. And then, less custodians. Does that mean our rooms aren't going to be cleaned as much? Are you okay with maybe your trash not being emptied every day? Because that, we're losing some custodial hours. That might be what happens. Our priorities are at the schools, right? So, and who is going to process? You ever come to the DO? Well, I know you all have keys, right? But when, as lay people come to the DO, somebody's got to get up and open this door every time. And they do more than just open the door. They process paperwork that comes in. They make sure that the right documents get to the right people, that sort of thing. So who's going to do that? Are you going to take the buzzer off the door? That would be really nice, because it's kind of annoying. But who's going to do that work? And so I'd like you to think about that. Who is going to do this work when these people are gone, when these positions no longer exist? And this is classified work that needs to be done. Will the burden fall on our already stressed classified employees, or will this work simply go away? Will we just not be doing the work anymore and not worry about it? So I leave you to think about that. There are many more questions that still need to be answered, but I'll continue to ask them.
opportunity.
Good evening, board members, staff, and anybody out there in the audience. I'm Dina Lukens, President of Yuba City Teachers Association. I first would like to second the concerns you heard tonight from Bridge Street teachers. They came to me and asked, how can we advocate for our parent liaisons? And I encouraged them to come speak to you tonight. That was expected, but the stand up of that many parents to say that they were standing behind the parent liaison, clearly the parent liaison at Bridge Street has empowered parents, and that is critical to student success. We know that if we can empower our parents and engage our parents to help support them in the most difficult job any of us ever does, that we aren't given a direction book when we're handed that baby, it's just figure it out. And having the support to figure out how to do that better, how to connect with schools. The parent liaisons perform a vital function for us. So I would encourage this board to continue to look for ways to pay for those parent liaisons. I'd also like to recognize some of our arts, visual and performing arts, our music program. I spoke to you last time about James and the Giant Peach. And I was there Sunday, along with Doreen, for Linda Robinson's last directorial performance of students at Yuba City High School. Linda thanked Doreen at that board meeting for all of the support for the music and arts program in our district, and I thank you as well. It was good to see our superintendent sitting there. Our kids are amazing. I am floored at what they can do with the right leadership. I encourage this board to continue to support the arts in our district. I mean, folks are hearing a rumor that drama and choir are getting cut at Yuba City High School, but surely that's just a rumor and not really happening. I recognize that when great people leave, sometimes people are like, oh, that's going to be a hard one to replace. And I agree, Linda Robinson is going to be hard to replace. But our community supports that program. What fascinated me was the number of community members present in that audience that say, I support the music program in our district. The volunteers that sit in that orchestra to support our music program. It's just impressive what music can do for our kids. Our elementary music program is exemplary in that we offer elementary music to grades 1, 2, 3. We've suggested that offering elementary music in grades 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 would be a great way to support our students. Some of you were on this board when the music department came and spoke to you about what the research says about brain development and music. And they are well documented that supporting music helps support our students in learning in other areas as well. So we would encourage support for elementary classroom music in grades 1 through 5. We recognize that our music program is losing 3 longstanding members of their program. Stanley Thomas Rose, Jan Roberts Hayden, and Linda Robinson are all retiring this year. So there's some big holes to fill in the music department at Yuba City Unified. And finally, I'd also like to address the arts, the visual arts in our district. And again, that's another area where we've got some widespread community support. The Sutter Theater, the way the Sutter Theater and the arts community has showcased the visual arts in our community is it's another way for our students to have success. I would highlight for you that on April 12th at that Sutter Theater, it will be the Yuba City High School Arts Program on display for you, so I encourage you to partake of that. Another area I'd like to recognize is our career and technical education, because some of our students are in the arts, so some of our students are in the athletics, and some of our students are going to go on to other areas of work. So tonight I'd like to highlight our construction management pathway, a new pathway at Yuba City High School. Jim Walls came over to Yuba City Unified from Marysville, so that is a great addition. If you drive by, you can see the sheds starting to appear above the fence. They are building stuff, and I can tell you that is a skill they will take whether they go into paid work in construction or just work around the house. It is a very useful skill. And then I'd also like to recognize our state preschool program. We have a robust child development state preschool program. Our state preschools run at a variety of sites, including the Bernard Street Child Development Center. Our state preschool programs offer our students the opportunity for preschool before they go to TK and then kindergarten. And we know that early intervention is critical to student success. Supporting our parents and then supporting our students with early intervention is critical to us closing the gap for some of our students. In addition to that, we have an ed specialist assigned for full inclusion at 2 of our state preschools. Those ed specialists work with our students alongside their general education teachers to support their students. Again, early intervention is critical to student success. I understood it well back when my daughter was in kindergarten, and AK was year-round, and so year-round meant that Lincoln School wasn't, and I got to be the mom that walked her kid to school and volunteered in the kindergarten classroom. Great opportunity. And I saw then the gap in our kindergarten students. This was quite a while ago because my children are a little bit older than that now. But it made it very clear to me why there was such a big gap when they got to 8th grade and I was teaching them at AK. So I know that early intervention is critical to their success, because by the time they get to high school, it's a little late for us to do that intervention. Although we're gonna keep trying, because we're gonna intervene until they're no longer ours. And then finally, I'd like to recognize our math leadership. The new math framework is challenging us to take math to the next level, challenging us to implement a new framework that addresses students understanding math as well as applying those math ideas. I am pleased that our district is moving in a direction of actively engaging teachers in a leadership project to meet on a regular basis to talk about what are our best practices for implementing this new framework and supporting teachers to deliver robust math curriculum. Because it's not okay to say I don't like math. We got to figure out how to get folks to say, I love math, and I understand it, and I get it. And I tell you that as a credentialed math teacher. I believe that in addition to all of those other areas of our brain, developing our math thinking skills is another way of developing our brains to think. So I am proud of the work we've been doing, and look forward to sharing more with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Comments from board members? Is there any comments from the superintendent?
Just a reminder that we will be on the district schools will be on spring break starting March 29th, returning on April 2nd. Is that right?
8.
Thank you.
That's a short break.
Giving them a very short break. April 8th. That was so good. And then it's that time of the year already. We are starting the planning, the schools are starting the planning for the 8th grade promotions and high school graduations. So I have the sign up. I would ask for the middle school 8th grade promotions that 2 board members could sign up. And then high school, if all of you can attend, that would be great. So I know we will sign up for your schools. So I'm going to pass that around. You don't have to, if you don't have calendars, we can get you to sign up later. But it is that time of the year.
I'll take a look now.
Great. Our next board meeting is April 9th. Our open session begins at 7. Can I get a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second. Okay, a motion by member Petty and a second by member Bland. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Motion carried. Do it.